Britney is an artist I will forever credit as an inspiration, as an artist I will always appreciate. I think she is due so much credit to the way that pop in the pop world and the pop music we have today is. Hi, I'm Rebecca Black. Thanks for watching my first on NME. First artist I fell in love with, I feel like the technical answer is Barney because Barney was a musical artist, iconic music, but in reality, the first artist that I was really enamored with was definitely Britney Spears. I was born in 97, so I was definitely a little girl when, Britney was like in her first big moment, but I just adored everything about her. I adored her confidence. I adored her fearlessness is what it felt like. And just like her ability to, I don't think I could have articulated this at 5, but her ability to articulate how powerful it could be to be feminine. Britney is an artist I will forever credit as an inspiration, as an artist I will always appreciate. I think she is due so much credit to the way that pop in the pop world and the pop music we have today is. The first CD I ever bought was In the Zone by Britney Spears. I remember we had this like makeshift office in our house growing up that nobody would really ever spend time in. It was kind of like the room with the computer, and I would just put in the Zone, dance to that album. I think the other one was it No Strings Attached by NSYNC? I think that was it. And the Backstreet Boys. The like very quintessential music, I feel like, for the time, but that was what I was obsessed with. I feel very lucky to say that it was music. I mean, I started doing this kind of unexpectedly when I was 13, and that was what I spent all of my time on. I guess you could also consider my first job to be a YouTuber as well, but technically music was the first thing that ever, allowed me that made me file taxes, I guess. The first concert I ever went to was a Hilary Duff concert. She played the Orange County Fair, I think, which was kind of like, where I'm from in Orange County, that was like the big place that artists would come to in the summer. And it was the time of my life. I went with my parents and my brother, and it was so fun. It was so fun. I would love to see Hilary Duff play live again. The first festival that I went to was Coachella in 2014, and I'd gotten grounded right before I was supposed to go, and I had been like saving up and waiting my entire teenage life to be able to go to Coachella. So when I finally got the opportunity to go with my friends and we'd saved up and got a place, sure enough, I got in trouble right before I got grounded, and I still got to go, but the payoff or the trade-off was that my brother and my mom had to come with me in order to keep me from getting in any more trouble. So I spent a lot of time with my family over the years, but it was still, regardless, really such an amazing experience, and I am someone who genuinely loves Coachella. The first song that I ever finished writing was a song that never came out. It was a song called Queen of Broken Hearts, and the real ones will know that the song exists because I did play it on my first time touring, and I love that song. It's been a long time since I've listened to it, but I remember it always having a soft spot, and just for, many reasons it didn't end up coming out, but maybe one day it would. And it was a song about I guess a teenage relationship that I had that was extremely present and impactful on my life at the time, and was my first kind of experience in that sort of thing. And yeah. The first live gig I ever played, I played a lot as a kid in theater and in little, like, kind of school performance groups and things like that. I was a big theater girl, musical theater girl for sure. But the first live gig I played, I want to say, was at a festival in Wildwood, New Jersey. I want to say that Austin Mahone played it, and the Ready set, and it was in 2012 in the summer, in some big warehouse. The other either that was the first time, or I played the House of Blues that same year, and I don't remember which came first. But I played the House of Blues in Anaheim, which was like a very fun little hometown thing for me to do. It's a big moment for me. I was so terrified in the first couple years of performing my own music. I mean, when I was 13 and 14 and 15, those years, I was so honestly lost and confused and did not know how to hold myself up in a way that felt really confident. And it took me a long time to get there. I spent, honestly, like the first half of the decade after Friday Ever Even came out, really terrified of playing live shows. So that was a really tough emotional experience for a long time. But now, I mean, things have changed so much, and I am begging to get back on the road and be able to tour. But yes. The writing process for Rebecca Black Was Here was maybe a little bit different from what a traditional project writing process would be. I don't really know, but I started the project without really knowing what it was going to turn into, whether it was going to be all singles or, a full-fledged album or EP or whatever. And so the first songs, technically, I would consider to be kind of around right before quarantine last year. One of the first songs was a song called Personal that came out a couple months ago in the lead up to this, and it's still one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. Another song was a song called Best Friend that didn't make it onto the project. And every now and again, I still think back to that one, and I don't know what to do with it or how to finish it, but maybe one day it'll see the light of day. The first time I heard my song on the radio was, I want to say, Kiss FM, which was, it is like the radio station in Los Angeles and Southern California, where I'm from. So I got to also speak to one of the radio hosts that day, and getting to sit in the car, it's so surreal, because even though, now I guess anybody can kind of be their own radio DJ in their car, still being on that level of a platform as an independent artist is really rare. It's maybe not rare, but it's a lot more of a winded path. And that felt like a moment of celebration that I never really thought I'd be able to have. The first thing that I am going to do after Rebecca Black Was Here is released is probably stare at my phone, unfortunately, for way too long, just being way too excited about having it out and seeing what people are saying. I mean, I'm so antsy and excited to, have it out there and have this music in the world, and have people know that it exists. And I'll also celebrate. I'll celebrate with, my friends and my family and the team that has helped me put this all together, and listen to it. Listen to it on Spotify. That is a very important thing to make sure that everything went well. Also, is like listen on streaming, make sure that nothing is wrong.